Welcome back to part C in our lecture on word mapping. Word mapping with the target word diet. Diet. We've gone through part A and we've gone through part B, talking about the idea of word mapping. Remember, our target word is diet. The ideas, the concepts related to the food aspect of diet. We're not really talking about the idea, anything that is habitually provided or partaken of, such as television has given us a steady diet of game shows and soap operas. Here we're not really referring to food, but things that we make use of, things we think about that have a similar kind of usage as with the idea of food. And we're not talking about the Japanese National Assembly called the Diet, a similar word. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about diet. And we started with a blank sheet that we called the universe of possibilities. And we've rolled through the ideas of the food we eat, controlling the food we eat, maybe 3 major ways that we might want to control the food we eat: weight loss, weight maintenance, weight gain. The idea of adding exercise as a related idea, not really related, not really connected to food. It's a separate area compared to food we eat, but it's often associated with the thought of a diet. But it is different. And then choices in controlling or regulating the food could be to make a healthy lifestyle choice, to eat salads because it's good for you. Or that there could be medical restrictions where the doctor says you can't eat this, or you shouldn't eat this because it's bad for your condition. And that we have some social choices or political choices or norms in our society. In Korea, they eat dog meat. Many people do. And other people say, oh, it's bad to eat dog. In certain parts of the world, historically, they were cannibals. Humans ate other humans. We think this is pretty much gone in the world, but maybe there's still a few people somewhere in Indonesia, or some shipwreck or airplane disaster where there's no other food. We hope it's not common anymore. There's certainly social, political norms that say we have to control what we eat. We can't eat humans. We shouldn't eat dog. But still, we have to consider that some people control the food they eat because of conventions or norms. And many Buddhist monks do not eat meat. Many other people choose to not eat meat of any kind. They're vegetarian. That might be personal belief, or it might be they live in a community that says meat is wrong. Okay, we're all caught up here in part C. Let's move ahead. The next idea fits within the idea of medical restrictions, but it's a little bit more long-term or strict. And this could be the idea of things like an allergy. Oh, I can't drink milk because it makes my skin go crazy. I get a kind of disease. I'm allergic to milk. I only drink the non-dairy products. In Korea, we might drink duyu. In another country, it might be called Vegemil. or any other kind of soybean milk, which is not produced from cows. Non-dairy beverages. But here's a key thought. There are diseases. They're considered mental diseases. Anorexia and bulimia. These are a mind by an individual, one person, who believes, I'm too fat, I weigh too much, I have to lose weight. But this is not a healthy lifestyle choice. This is a situation where they're probably actually very underweight already. They're too thin, they weigh too little, but they want to lose more because in their mind, they're too fat. And so they're starving themselves. They're not eating enough. So anorexia is the mental disorder, the mental belief that I am too fat and I must lose weight, when in fact they're already healthy or thin. Bulimia is an extreme form of this, where people eat and then they force themselves to throw up, to vomit, to push food from their belly back out their mouth. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I ate that. I can't eat that, it's too bad. So they push the food back out from their body. And very often, anorexia and bulimia is associated with exercise, but also it can be associated outside of exercise and outside of food. Basically, pushing the food out of your body, doing other things to force yourself to not eat. And this is all kind of scary to me. I don't want to talk too much more about it. You can look up this word in your dictionary, encyclopedia, website, and find more information if you want to know. But for us, it's enough to say it is a aim, a target, an approach by an individual that controls the food they eat because they have a belief that they weigh too much. And other doctors would say, that's not a good belief. You're not right. Anorexia and bulimia. Well, we're approaching the end of our final lecture. And here I would like to talk about things that are not exactly food, or ways of using the word diet that are describing food. So, if you remember in the dictionary, the last item said adjective describing food. For example, I buy a soft drink, a cola, but it's a diet version. It's Diet Coke. It has less sugars, less other materials that make us believe that it helps us to lose weight. It's a diet cake. And so this is not necessarily exactly the food we eat, because I might not ever buy that. Me, I hate diet soda. I think it tastes terrible. But I do use the word diet to describe certain kinds of food. So in this way, we could talk about diet soda, diet drinks. And this is an example of using the word diet in the way we think about the universe of possibilities for food, food-related ideas of diet, but it's not exactly the food we eat. So some people might put another circle up here somewhere and talk about the TV programs, that TV provides us a steady diet of game shows and soap operas. Me, I think that's a little bit further removed from the idea of food, and I would probably take it off. But you might add it, because there is no one perfect word map. There is no one perfect idea of how to describe a food, how to describe any word. And so when you come up against a new word and you want to think about the different ways it is used and different meanings, you too can draw a word map and try to decide how things fit together. I can tell you that each time that I draw a word map for the word diet, I draw it a little bit differently. I have little bit different ideas. So it's perfectly okay for your word map to not look exactly the way I draw a word map, or the next person draws their word map. The purpose is to help you think about how the words are used, how the words can be used, how these are related, and hopefully helps you to get a better understanding of what the word means and how we can use the word. So, as we finish part C in our 3-part presentation of word mapping using the word diet, my question for you is, do you have any questions? Think about your questions and get back to me. I'll be happy to try to answer whatever questions you have. And don't forget to do your worksheets if they're part of your class. Thanks for listening. I hope this is helpful.